Hi, I'm Dawn, and I'm here today to talk to you about an offering that we're going to have for you as an astrology workshop for Asteroid Goddesses. So, the idea is that we show you in your natal chart what the goddesses are going to mean to you, and also as they are transiting in your chart. So, I wanted to give you an example of what I'm talking about here. Hold on, and I will go ahead and present. There, here we go. So as we show the chart here, this is my natal chart. And I have also already pulled in some asteroid goddesses that I use on a regular basis. So what do I look at when I take a look at someone's chart? I will have a basic selection of the most common, mainly used asteroid goddesses, and we are going to be covering those goddesses with you. But I want to put an emphasis on two that are not commonly seen, and how they can make a difference in your chart. So first of all, when you enter this information in and have them show up in the chart, some of them can show up as symbols and some of them can show up as a name. So as you can see, here's Hecate. It doesn't have the complete name there, but it will have the beginning of the name. And then you have here, this is Pallas Athena. Going a little further, this is Ceres, Juno, Vesta. And as you move over, there is Black Moon Lilith, Artemis, Urania, up here Cherclo, and Circe. So the ones that I want to focus on today are actually Hecate and Cherclo because they play a very strong part in my natal chart. Number one, Hecate is in my first house. So it is definitely part of who I am, but it's also conjunct my ascendant within a degree. So for me, that energy of Hecate is about being at the crossroads. And now, as things have changed and I've developed and learned things, I have learned that Hecate for me is allowing me to help other people who are at the crossroads as part of my journey as an astrologer and tarot card reader. So that is interesting placement for that particular sign. And we'll be covering some of these other particular signs and demonstrations of those in people's charts actually in the workshop. Also, up here is Cherclo. Cherclo is actually a centaur. They consider it a centaur because it's not in the asteroid belt. She is the wife of Chiron. She is a healer in her own right, and she is conjunct my MC. So anytime that we take a look at planets, we look at the higher and lower vibration of those planets. So we're going to do the same for Hecate and for Cherclo. So Hecate is usually symbolized by a torch or a key. And the attributes for her is she is the mother of all witches, the goddess of magic, witchcraft, the night, the dark moon, ghosts, and crossroads. Her higher level aspects are intuition, psychic abilities, wisdom, guidance, protection, and transformation. Her shadow aspects, obsession with the occult, fear of the unknown, and manipulation through supernatural means. So, Hecate embodies the mysteries of the crossroads and the power of choice. As the torchbearer, she illuminates hidden knowledge and guides us through transitions, representing our capacity for intuition and psychic insight. So, do I take that as a very serious hint that I might have some psychic abilities and a very strong intuition in my chart? Yes, I definitely feel that that is part of how I have developed and opened up into my gifts. Now, what about Cherclo? Cherclo is normally symbolized by a spiral or a water droplet. Her attributes are she's known for her healing abilities, also for transformation. She is a shapeshifter. She is a water nymph, and she can also change into a centaur. Her lighter aspects are healing, compassion, boundaries, empathy, nurturing, and subtle perception. Her shadow aspects are emotional overwhelm, boundary issues, self neglect, and codependency. Now, the basic interpretation for Cheroklo is that she signifies our ability to hold space for others and for ourselves. And she teaches us about the power of empathy and the importance of maintaining healthy boundaries. So, again, this particular asteroid goddess is conjunct my MC. So, what does that mean for me in my chart? It means that it's part of how others see me, and me holding space for people who may be coming to me at the crossroads from Hecate and up to this healing. This is the ninth house of also astrology. And it's odd that my MC is, I'm going to be known for that kind of thing in Aquarius, which is also about astrology, with Cheroklo right there for healing. And this can also be consistent with the fact that I'm also a tarot card reader. So all of those higher level energies are here. But the important thing with Cheroklo is that I hold space for people and not try and solve their problems for them, or give the self, and not self neglect myself in this work that I'm doing for other people. But working with other people is also about setting good boundaries, and which would be also especially true with Saturn being in that house right on top of my South Node. So those are the different things that you can look at in the chart as far as natally and what things might mean in the chart. There's other things here that I could show you, but I will just stop at those two. But I wanted to show you the transits and how those can be seen in the chart and also interpreted. So this happens to be for that August 19th, 2024 date of the full moon in Aquarius. So what is happening with the transits on that day with the asteroids that we might be able to interpret in the chart? Well, to start, we have Mercury and Vesta here together at that full moon. Mercury, Vesta, and the sun are all together. And that is going to be at 27 degrees. Mercury actually will have moved a degree on that day, but Vesta is still at 27 degrees with the sun and the moon in a square to Uranus. And Vesta can be about what is really important to you, especially if you're considering the sign that both of those are in. That would be the sun. That would be the love that you show, the creativity, how you love, what's important to you. And I think that's a beautiful symbol of us taking and really determining during this time when all of the planets are being aspected in this full moon, that we should find out what's really important to us. So what about Hecate in the chart on this day? Hecate that is transiting is conjunct Venus on that day. Hecate is helping Venus as she is in opposition to Saturn on that day in the chart. That's 17 degrees. And also with the T-square that goes to Jupiter and Mars over here in the chart. Now, as part of my interpretation in the chart, if I was looking at this as a client, I would make note of the fact that this is right next to this person's ascendant and their Hecate natally. So that would be something that's very personal to them on this level that's being activated in that first house. The other asteroid that we had talked about is Cheroklo. Oh, let me go back and hit that transit again. Is Cheroklo in the chart. And Cheroklo is currently in Aquarius. Now, that moon is going to get to this 27 degrees when that full moon takes effect, but it will have passed over earlier in the day Cheroklo, and that ability to get healing at the time of the full moon when you can release the things that are no longer serving you and things that you need to let go of from your past. So that for everyone can bring in that healing energy of Cheroklo and allow that to help you when you are releasing all of that energy from what may have been affecting you in the past, especially in the relation to the things in those particular houses in the chart or those particular signs in the chart, without going into too much further detail on that. But again, the moon is going right over Chariklo, and you have Hecate helping Venus. So let's take a look at one more date. We are going to be looking at the full moon eclipse, which is on September 17th. And actually, this is the day that we are planning on having the class, and it will be recorded, and you will have opportunity to have 2 Q&A sessions live within the following week that you can attend. So you'll have a live class with us, or you can watch the recording, and then you'll have an opportunity for 2 live sessions to further ask questions after you've had a chance to take in the information. So let's take a look at the transits for that day. Make this a little bigger. Okay, here we go. So on this day, what is going on? Well, the main event is the sun is going to be at 25 degrees, and the moon will be at 25 degrees in Pisces near that Neptune. So what is happening also on that day is, where's Hecate? Hecate is actually at 29 degrees that day, but that's close enough. That's within 4 degrees of the sun. Now, I will go with Demetra George's assessment. She allows like a 3 to 4 degree orb with the asteroids. When I'm looking at someone's natal chart and seeing if it affects them natally, I probably go a little bit tighter. I go 1 to 2. But when you're having aspects like this, I think 3 to 4 is a perfectly logical thing to look at. So what else is going on for this particular person on that day? Hecate is actually at 29 degrees, and so is the natal black moon Lilith. Okay, so definitely coming out into one's own and coming out from anything that you might have had shame from in the past from Black Moon Lilith. Also, what else is happening in the chart? So we take a look, and we still have Chariklo here. What other things in the chart are available for us to see? You have Chiron, Chariklo here. This is the one I wanted to point out. Vesta is helping Mercury in the same sign as Hecate is helping the sun. So you do have maybe even communicating what is of importance to you. Really what is, or even thinking about it, because Mercury can also be about how you think, how you learn, what's important to you, communication. So that's how you can utilize the planets and the asteroid goddesses. And then you have Hecate over here, lending her energy to the sun. Hecate, interestingly, would be the goddess of the new moon. So at the full moon, I don't feel that she would have as great an effect as, say, Selene, who is the goddess of the moon for the full moon. So I think that is very interesting that she's still going to make her presence known by being over and by being in an exact degree of Black Moon Lilith. So those are the different ways that you can interpret things in the chart. Now, for people who want to know how to pull up the asteroids in the chart, or even be able to create their own chart, we did make a video, very short, regarding how to do that. So we'll make that available to you. But we do hope that we get a chance to have you take our class, because we really feel that that it's an opportunity for people to really learn what's going on with their chart, and how the asteroid goddesses give you an extra nuance in your chart. And the nice thing about that is that you don't have to know your birth time in order to get the benefit of looking at those goddesses, because all of the goddesses or the asteroids are basically moving at about the speed of Mars would in the chart, between Venus and Mars as far as speed. Some of the centaurs that are further out take a lot longer to move around the chart. Cheroklo takes about 63 years. And we all know that Chiron takes 50 years to get around the chart for your Chiron return. So those are the basic things that you can find in the chart. Look at your natal chart, see which ones, or if you feel that there's a certain goddess that that is calling to you, you can look that up in the asteroids and see where that lands in your chart. And also when you start looking at transits on important days for you, how that particular asteroid was affecting your chart on that day, if you feel that strong of a connection. So we really would appreciate you taking time to, of course, look a little bit at what we have to offer. And we hope to see you in class on that day. We will be doing a recording on that day if you can't make it. And we will also be offering Q&A sessions. So I very much appreciate your time, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.